Hello guys, welcome to another video by myself. Today's topic of discussion is going to be Newcastle versus Manchester City. And as you can see, I'm still buzzing from Saturday's win against Swansea City. I can't believe it's been almost 2 months, or probably over 2 months now, since our last win against West Brom. And again, we are in this. And again, we're in it to stay up in this Premier League. We're not going to go down without a fight, and I love it. I love the fact that we put in a fantastic performance in front of a home crowd of 48,000. And again, I've just got to give so much praise to Rafa Benitez as well, especially for that team selection. Because again, if you saw me online on Twitter or Facebook, or saw me in person, I had so much disbelief in the team that first got put out before I got to the game. I was thinking, you're going to put Sissoko as captain, Shelvey dropped to the bench, Mitrovic dropped to the bench, Cisse out by himself. Those 4 things, I was thinking to myself, what is this guy doing? Has he lost the plot? But fair play to him. He stuck to his guns. He stuck to what he knows best. And again, we grinded out a fantastic performance from, I wouldn't say from start to finish, because at the beginning we did look a bit shaky. But after that, especially after the introduction of Mitrovic, from there we looked solid as a rock. We stayed in our shape. We defended well. Again, they didn't really have any clear-cut chances really. And again, the goals came, and it was good goals as well. When we actually scored from set pieces as well, which has been a major struggle for us, especially defending them as well as scoring them as well. So fantastic performance on Saturday. I can't sing the praise of the manager, and especially the likes of Sissoko, someone who I slate on a daily basis on videos or to people. But again, he put a fantastic performance in. And again, as I said before in the last video, if it takes something like putting on an armband to get the best performance out of him, I would tattoo the armband on him or do something of that effect, just to make sure that he stays up at that level and above from now to the end of the season, because that's the best way that we can get the best out of him, basically. Other mentions to obviously was Townsend, who again has been phenomenal since we signed him. Well worth the money that we paid for him, the amount of assists that he's put in, and he's got us goals as well, which has not really been a major talking point of his game. He's usually known for his assists, but again, he's scored 3 goals since he's been here, since January, and again, he's played fantastic since then, so I can't heap enough praise to him. And again, the other main person I want to give a big up to is Lascelles. Fantastic guy. As I said before at the start of the video, this guy is going to be a future England international if he plays like that as well, because he did not put a foot wrong. I know it's only against Swansea City, so you don't want to be saying, oh, don't start getting your hopes up. But again, he played fantastic. If you watched him, he just looked calm on the ball, commanding. And again, we've needed someone like that, someone of that stature. Think about it. The 3 defenders that we do have, central defenders that we do have, Colaccini, Taylor and Mbemba, all sit around the 6-foot mark short. And again, they don't win things in the air, or they don't tend to anyway. Lascelles was eating people alive on Saturday, winning things, and again, he's a unit as well, something that we need against the big players. You know, when you're coming up against the likes of Andy Carroll, for example, you need to put your biggest defender on him, because again, otherwise, he's going to score all day long. Ask Arsenal about that. So again, breath of fresh air, and again, the things that he's coming out with again in the media as well, he's just telling it how it is, something that we want to hear as fans. So fantastic. Anyway, enough of the mumbling on. I've got to pretty much 4 minutes now, and I've not even started about the preview. Bring on Man City. Again, in terms of head-to-head, it's not looked too bad in terms of losses. I know what you're thinking. Yes, we get front by them 4-0, 5-1 and all the rest of it. But again, you don't have to go that far back to register a win against them, albeit it was in the League Cup. So again, was it worth that much? Probably not, because again, we didn't go on to win it. But 2014, beat them 2-0, I believe. So again, 2 years ago, not that far ago, that we actually did beat them. Again, in the league, it's a different story. You have to go all the way back to 2005, I believe, in September. And again, that was when the likes of Sheeran Owen still playing, and that was before the Man City money as well. So that just says it all, really. So since the money's come in, obviously they dominated a lot of teams, especially us. But again, I do believe that we can get something out of this with this new boost of enthusiasm and drive. And again, you know, they are there to be got at. I mean, their last big loss, I mean, they did lose against Man United, but their last big loss was against Liverpool. And if you use the stupid logic that some football fans use, We beat Liverpool this season. Liverpool beat them, so that means we can beat Man City. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Just roll with me on this one. Come on. So again, that's what I'm thinking at the moment. And again, who knows? You know, in front of a packed house on a Tuesday night, you know, finally, Tiote might actually score the goal that he's actually been trying to get for the past 4 or 5 years. Maybe it won't be ruled offside this time. But yeah, fingers crossed we can get a result. Let's go over the lineups though anyway. Man City going to adopt that 4-2-3-1 approach. And again, it seems like a similar thing that most teams are going for. I remember going through this on the Southampton game, Swansea game and Norwich game. Most teams are lining up like this and Man City are no different. They're probably going to stick to the same team that they had in the previous game against Chelsea where they won 3-0. Hart in goals, Abaleta, Kolarov left back as well. And then two centre halves is probably going to be Otamendi and Mangala. Now, I think out of those two, Mangala's the one that we need to target the most. If we do go ahead and start Mitrovic, which I'm praying that we do, stick Mitrovic on it and Mangala and bully the hell out of him because I think that's where we can win the most battles, get the ball down and start playing as well. So I think that's where we can get off to a winner. In midfield, it's looking a bit daunting, I'm not going to lie. Probably going to go with Navas. Well, before we get into that part of the midfield, in front of the back four, it's going to be Fernandinho and Yaya Toure. Yaya Toure's taken a bit of a back seat nowadays, so he's playing in that more deep line midfield role. But again, he's still going to be effective. So again, we still need to make sure that we're on him straight away and don't give him any time on the ball at all because he's going to be one of their key players. Now, getting into the attacking part of the midfield, not like they're all attacking, but again, the more attacking part of midfield. As I said before, Navas is going to start. David Silva is going to start if he's fit, which I've had no difference, so he's going to start. And then this guy, Kevin De Bruyne, is definitely going to start. And again, he's being unsung. I remember, was it probably last year or the year before that? Eden Hazard was the guy in the Premier League that everyone was ranting and raving about. He's going to go to Real Madrid. He's that good. But this season, it's going to be Kevin De Bruyne, and he is fantastic. And Chelsea scouts, management, and the board are probably kicking themselves thinking, A, why do we get rid of him? And B, we didn't even get enough for him. Because again, he's that good and he's looked awesome in all the games that he's played. I've seen him play anyway, especially recently as well since he's come back from injury. Up front, this guy needs no introduction. Sergio Aguero, this guy's fantastic. He's like the footballing god love child. I mean, when you relate to Diego Maradona, you know what I'm saying? He just says it there, albeit through marriage, but at the same time, this guy is fantastic and he's on 99 goals. And you know what? When it comes to Newcastle, when it comes to round numbers or landmark numbers, and there's a Newcastle game involved, they always score against us, whoever it is, whoever it may be. Someone might be on a hat-trick of hat-tricks and it comes to the Newcastle game or, they haven't scored in 20 odd games and it's Newcastle and then up next and then they do it. So it's going to happen. Aguero is going to score. I'm hoping it's just going to be a consolation goal and we go on to win like 3 or 4-1 or something like that. But personally, I can see him scoring. Personally, in my eyes, I can see the scoreline being 2-1. But I'll get onto that in a little bit later. So in terms of threat, there's so many threats. As I said, Toure will look to dictate from the deep line midfield playmaker role. So again, he's a threat. Silva's always been a threat against Newcastle. He loves playing against us. Navas' pace, again, is going to be a threat. So again, like we did with Montero, we just need to double up on him. And I believe we'll double up on Silva as well. And then that leaves De Bruyne as well there and there as well. So again, we need to be on our guard. We need to be on our game. If we leave the lights of Aguero open, he's going to just run right. Not only is he going to get that 100th goal, he's going to go into flipping 150 goals if he sees fit, because he's been tearing defences apart since he's got to the Premier League, basically. So yeah, we need to be on our game with that one. In terms of Newcastle, again, if it's not broken, don't try and fix it. That's my motto. And again, I believe Rafa will do the same thing as well. Will he keep Cisse in the team? I believe he will do, because I read some of the comments that he made after the win, and he actually believed that Cisse had a good game. Personally, I couldn't see it, but again, he might be looking for different attributes apart from scoring and holding up the ball and headering the ball and staying on side. But those are the things that I look to. You know, Rafa might be looking to different things, maybe like, I don't know, running or something like that. Maybe he counts that as something good to add to the game. But personally, he might just see his Mitrovic as more of an impact sub at the moment. So maybe that's the way forward for us at the moment. Bring on Mitrovic, with 75 minutes gone, and then hopefully we can get something out of the game. Fingers crossed it's not too late, because remember, like I said in the previous video before, we need to score first to get something positive out of the game. Not just a draw now. We can't just settle for draws. We need wins. So again, if in order to win this game, like we did in the Swansea game, we need to take the lead and then build on it from there. So yeah, gonna go with the same team as before. We've got no Matt coming back, which I'm not too bothered about. We've got no Colaccini coming back, which I'm definitely not too bothered about. So Lascelles and Mbemba still keep their place in the team for me. Darlow definitely walks into the team because we haven't got no other keepers. And again, Anita didn't have too bad of a game as it goes. So again, he stays at right back for me. Mababu's still not back as well. So again, if there was anybody to oust him out of the team, it would be him. But Anita played all right. No, fingers crossed he does the same again. I don't rate him that much, but again, I don't think he's that competitive in a central midfield position. I think he might have actually found his position. He might not like it, but again, in order to get into this team, that's where he might need to play. Left back, goes without saying, Dummett plays there. And then in the midfield, I don't think Shelby's going to get back in there anytime soon. Again, if it's not broken, as I said before, don't fix it. Don't try and fix it, should I say. And again, when we're playing the likes of Man City, with so many attacking flair players on board, I think the best thing to do is just keep Tiote and Cole back in there, because those two were solid. Albeit Colbert sometimes a little bit shaky, but Tiote had a good game, and I was surprised actually he got taken off. But yeah, keep those two players in there. Hopefully they can keep the likes of Silva and De Bruyne quiet. And then again, Townsend goes without saying, he starts all day long for me. The only other suggestion that I would make is whether Wijnaldum starts or not, because again, he didn't have a good game. But again, I think he's still going to show faith in him, Benitez, by still keeping him in the team. But look to maybe bring him off again, round about the 50 to 60 minute mark anyway. With Sissoko, get the captain's armband again. For me, he has to. If you're going to play, if you're going to try and get confidence out of a player like Sissoko in any game, it's definitely going to get the likes of Man City. So yeah, keep him the captain's armband. In fact, give him two. Give him one on each arm. Maybe he might score a hat-trick against these lot. You never know. And then again, Cisse up front, well, hopefully he can get something out of him. I don't know. You never know. Cisse might surprise us. You never know. He can't do any worse than what he's done before. But as I said before, predictions for this game, 2-1. I could see someone like Tiote getting on the score sheet, finally scoring that goal that he's been looking for the past 4 or 5 years. Aguero is going to definitely score for them. You can see it. It's written in the headlines, 100th goal. But again, I think someone like the likes of Mitrovic is going to come on, nick it in like the 89th minute, run round the stadium probably half naked like he is, the madman he is. And then again, we're up there. I say up there, but again, we're out of there, hopefully. Out of that relegation zone, hot on the heels of Norwich, surpassing Sunderland, and fingers crossed we can stay in this Premier League for this time next season anyway. So, if you like this video, again, you know what to do, guys. Give it a big thumbs up. Like it, share it, subscribe to the channel. And again, thank you for all the comments and the nice bits of feedback that you have been given, saying that you like the piece of information I'm giving you. So I really appreciate it, guys. And again, if you like it, just keep on watching. And I'll see you guys later. Peace.